Hi everyone, welcome to my vlog on database search made easy with ICT. I am Lenis Asin a Doctor of Communication student of the Faculty of Information and Communication Studies of the University of the Philippines Open University, and currently I'm taking COM 360. Do you still remember the time when you were still working on with your undergraduate thesis or master's thesis and you need to go to the library to actually search for the information that you need? So you go to the card catalog cabinet and you manually search for the author, the title of these materials. And for those who have experienced this, we all know that this is not an easy task for us researchers. It takes a lot of time and effort for us to be able to complete all the necessary information that we need for our study. From the manual search of materials, wherein we used to consult the card catalogs to look for the information of the authors and the titles of the books and other resource materials. Now we have shifted to the online search for these. Because of the digitization of these materials, these servers serve as the repository of the information that we need nowadays. The books, journals, and other resource materials that we used to read at the library or even purchase at the different bookstores are now readily available at a tip of our fingers. This is because we have migrated the distribution from having hard copies to electronic copies. And because of this, our gadgets at home, our handheld cell phones, laptops, and PCs, with internet connectivity of course, made research accessible for everyone. Every time that we wanted to look for the meaning of a certain word, or we just wanted to have an in-depth understanding of a certain concept, what we do usually is we type in the keywords of that concept, and then in an instant, information appears. And because of these online databases, our electronic devices become a very powerful tool in searching for information. I will now walk you through the different online databases that we can use when doing research. And one of the most famous of these online databases used in research is Google Scholar. So you just type in scholar.google.com.ph and you will be directed to this page. So in the search box, you can enter names, titles, or even affiliations of the authors that you wanted to search. Another online database that we can use for research is a Scopus Preview. So this is an indexing company owned by Elsevier. This is not a free account, so there must be a subscription for us to be able to use this database. Aside from the Scopus Preview, which contains thousands of journal articles that we can use for our research, we also have the Web of Science, another indexing company owned by Clarivate. So again, we need to have a subscription for us to be able to access this indexing or this online database. So we can use a lot of search tools for us to be able to look for the journals, for the authors, or even for the affiliations of the works or the research materials that we wanted to consult in our study. And because of these databases, we can search for the authors and the research articles easily. We do not have to go through the manual search of, getting through the card catalog for us to be able to retrieve those information. Let's take, for example, the Google Scholar. If we wanted to know the works of a certain author, for example, Dr. Alexander Floor, we just type in the full name of the author in the search box. After typing in the full name of the author and pressing the search button, the information of the author appears. In this example, we can see the work of Dr. Alexander Floor, his affiliation, and we can see that his works has already been cited by 629 other researchers. Below this information, we can see the list of the research articles that Dr. Floor has published. And in just one click, we would be able to download if it's an open access journal and be able to share it to other researchers. There are journal publications which require manuscripts submitted to them to include references which are indexed in Scopus. In this case, we should use the Scopus database. And this database has a lot of options for us to be able to search for the references that we would be needing in our research. In this case, we can enter the author last name, author first name, and affiliation if we want to look for the works of a certain author. Now, let's try to look for the works of Dr. Alexander Floor of the University of the Philippines Open University. So upon entering the credentials of the author that you wanted to search, the information related to that author appears. So in this example, we can see the affiliation of Dr. Floor once again, the ORCID number. So this number is the reference of most journal publications among authors who are submitting papers to them. We can also see the total number of documents that Dr. Floor has published. In this case, it's 11 documents. So these are the publications which are indexed in Scopus only. And aside from that, we can also see the citation index or the citation trends of the author. Aside from Google Scholar and Scopus Preview, we also have the Web of Science, and this database is also a very user-friendly database for us to be able to get the information that we need. Aside from looking for a specific author and the works of these authors, we can also look for the publication which a certain organization or university has published. So in this case, I have entered the category affiliation as the basis of my search, and then I have entered University of the Philippines Open University. So as I click the button here, all of the publications which are affiliated to UPOU will appear. So here we are in the page. We can see that under the University of the Philippines Open University, we have a total of 974 journal articles which are written by students, staff, and faculty members of UPOU. It is also through databases that we can discover the different journal publications that are related to our topic. For example, we wanted to search for the journals which are related to communication. So we can just set in the category to title or subject area so that information on the topics related to communication will appear. Here, we have just typed in communication, and you can see here numbered 1 to 10 are the first 10 of the 500 results of journal publication which are related to communication. When using the search databases, it would be more effective if we will also be using the Boolean operators. So these form the basis of the mathematical sets in database logic when we wanted to search for information on the internet. So they connect your search words together to either narrow or broaden your set of results. And the three basic Boolean operators are AND, OR, and NOT. So what is the advantage of using the Boolean operators when we are doing research? First, if we wanted to focus our search, particularly when our topic contains multiple search terms. Second, to connect various pieces of information to find exactly what we're looking for. For example, we're looking for the title Communication. The author is Berry and Kim, and the year of publication is 2020. So we can use AND to connect these concepts using all capital letters. So when do we use AND in our Boolean search? First, it narrows our results. Second, we tell the database that all search terms must be present in the resulting records. For example, cloning, endhumans, and ethics. So we are giving instructions to the database that the information or journal articles that will be provided for us will be containing all these elements. The purple triangle in the middle of the Venn diagram represents the result set for this search. It is a small set using AND, the combination of all three search words. When using AND, we should also be aware that in many cases, but not all, databases has an implied AND. For example, Google automatically puts an AND in between our search terms. Though all our search terms are included in the results, they may not be connected together in the way we want. For example, when we search college students, test anxiety is translated to college and students and English and anxiety. The words may appear individually throughout the resulting records. To improve our search using AND, we can search using phrases to make our results more specific. For example, college students and English anxiety. In this way, the phrases show up in the results as we expect them to be. The second Boolean operator is the word OR. It connects two or more similar concepts. These concepts are said to be synonyms. It broadens our search. The second Boolean operator that we're going to talk about is the word OR. It connects two or more similar concepts or synonymous terms. It actually broadens our results, telling the database that any of our search terms can be present in the resulting records. For example, we type in acculturation or adaptation or assimilation. When using OR, all three circles represent the result set for this search. It is a big set because any of those words are valid using the OR operator. In this case, acculturation or adaptation or assimilation. The third and last Boolean operator that we're going to talk about is the word NOT. When you use this word, we exclude words from our search. It narrows our search, telling the database to ignore concepts that may be implied by our search terms. For example, fusion, not adaptation. When using NOT, databases follow commands and return results based on those commands. We should be aware of the logical order in which words are connected, because databases usually recognize the word AND as the primary operator and will connect concepts with AND together first. If we use a combination of AND and OR operators in a search, enclose the words to be ORed together in parentheses. Here are the examples of these situations: culture and adaptation or assimilation. In order for the database to recognize that there is an OR there, we need to put adaptation or assimilation inside the parentheses. Similarly, on the second example, we need to put inside the parentheses the terms culture or cultural, and adaptation or assimilation for the database to recognize that these operations must be performed first, before the AND. The development of information and media technologies truly paved the way on how we do things. The data that comes with the digitization and informatization of how we do research in the present times provide a more efficient and less limiting opportunities in searching for new knowledge. ICT opens up the world of researchers to borderless information, to open access journals. Similarly, it creates a new space for researchers to have a more systematic inquiry and a virtual platform to connect scholars for possible collaborations. We have just seen how ICT facilitates a seamless experience to the new worlds of information that we have yet created in research and development.